town today, so I'll be filling in for both meetings. A couple of house cleaning chores, if you will, before we get going. The St. Dominic students will be touring today. During the regular meeting, they will lead us in the pledge. And once the moment of silence has finished, then we will need to do a group shot with all of the kids. So just keep that in mind. The moment of silence today will be for Mel Showers. I'm sure everybody in the room knows that Mel died over the weekend, and we want to do a moment of silence for him. As far as funeral arrangements go, I don't have details yet. It looks like it will be the end of next week, but we should know more in the next couple of days if anybody's interested in attending that. Okay, go ahead, Lana.
This is the pre-meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, October 22nd. We have approval of minutes of October 15th.
Okay, everybody good?
Appeals, we have requests for waivers of the noise ordinance on October 26th at Spanish Plaza from 6:30 a.m. until 11 a.m.
William? That's good. Okay.
At 1131 Dolphin Island Parkway on February 2nd from 11:30 a.m. until 11 p.m.
Anybody heard anything from CJ on?
I have not.
Since this is February 2nd, why don't we lay it over till next week and then he can decide.
Okay. Public hearings. We have public hearing to fix costs for demolition of the structure at 1609 Jesse Street. Demolition of the structure at 502 Lott Street. Demolition of the structure at 910 Montgomery Street, 1112 Newman Lane, 2459 Richardson Street, 1109 State Street, and 7630 Avenue C.
Anybody? Council? Everybody good? Okay.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Sandra Record will invite the council and mayor to the dedication of an American 250 marker at the Richards DAR House. Apostle Valenia Green will speak about abuse and neglect in the community towards the poor, disabled, and homeless.
Madam Vice President.
Yes, sir. Mr. Daves?
This America 250 item reminds me that next year will be the 200th anniversary of Marquis Lafayette's visit to the city of Mobile. And Matt, I wonder if you have any update on what might be going on for that.
I'm sure that Sandra will have something to say about that because she's been in the conversation about Lafayette's 200th anniversary. And there's not no plans, as far as I know, have crystallized. The gentleman that you connected me with, we had a phone call months ago, and he said he was going to be talking to some folks. So if he has any updates, I've asked him to come to us whenever he's ready for the city to engage.
Well, it would be a shame for that anniversary to pass unnoticed in the city of Mobile. So I hope we can get something done.
Yeah, it won't.
Okay, thank you.
Betty Shin will invite the council to the Get Out to Vote pep rally. Reggie Hill, department protocol, board and commission protocol, request for updates, and municipal voting precincts.
Just one note on this. You all probably received a text from Lisa last night on the municipal voting precincts. And Lana, I'm sure you are up to speed on this, but
Yes.
The team is working on getting the precincts settled. It's just going to take a little bit longer. And as soon as we have exactly where the precincts will be for the next municipal election, it will be on our website. And apparently, Miss Carol has given that information to Mr. Hill already. So, pardon me?
Ms. Carroll.
Miss Carol?
Yeah, Ms. Carol.
Oh, Miss Lisa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, Ms. Carol.
Resolutions held over, 01986, authorized purchase and sale agreement with the Newark Group for land on Poplar Street. 01987, authorized agreement with Ransom Cleaning Services for soft wash of History Museum of Mobile, the Gulf Coast Explorium, and the Telecommunications Building. 01988, authorize amendment to agreement with McElhaney Construction for 2024 annual storm drain maintenance. 08989 and 990 are approving purchase orders to Gulf State Distributors for rifle ammunition and to Precision Delta Corporation for Winchester ammunition. 21991, authorized contract with Georgiana Petrace to provide tennis lessons. 21992, authorized contract with Tyler Schofield to provide racket stringer services. 37993, consider the application of Care Ride Transport to operate a sedan service. And 60994 through 997 are authorizing settlement agreements and release of claims. 01999, authorized purchase and sale agreement with One Water for property located at 10 North Water Street. Consent resolutions being introduced. 371001, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a special events retail liquor license to El Joff House of Cigars at 1621 Virginia Street. 401002 through 401008 are fixing costs for demolition of the structures at 1609 Jesse Street, 502 Lott Street, 910 Montgomery Street, 1112 Newman Lane, 2459 Richardson Street, 1109 State Street, and 7630 Avenue C. 581009, declare weeds noxious, Weedling Group, 1661. CIP resolutions being introduced. 211010, authorized contract with Sane Associates for Broad and Baltimore Streets intersection improvement project, $34,000. Resolutions being introduced. 011011, authorized Go Mesa grant agreement with the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. No local match. 011012, authorized tax abatement agreement with Greenfield Environmental Multi-State Trust.
Madam Vice President,
Yes, sir.
can somebody
Mr.
from the
Reynolds?
administration just explain this, just for the public's sake?
Morning. How are y'all? This is an abatement agreement for a brownfield tax abatement under the Alabama Brownfield Tax Abatement Act, certified through the Voluntary Cleanup Program, which is administered through the Alabama Department of Environmental Management. As you are aware, abatements normally don't come before this body under the Alabama Abatement Statute, and the statute's passed specifically for the City of Mobile. The Industrial Development Board of the City of Mobile was created with the power to abate and perform the services for abatement of not only the city portion of the ad valorem taxes and the sales use taxes, but also the county and the state. Because this is a specific state statute having to do with brownfield cleanup and remediation of environmental sites, the statute provides that each abating authority has to take a separate action to abate any of the ad valorem taxes or sales and use taxes being abated. So the city council has is authorized and is tasked with handling the abatements for the Brownfield Abatement Act. The county commission is tasked with handling the county abatements, and the county has already acted on this abatement agreement last month. And the state, through the Department of Commerce and the governor's office, handles the abatement of the state portion of any ad valorem taxes that are abated or sales and use taxes abated. So that's the background of why this is before you today. The specifics in the abatement agreement are fairly straightforward. As I believe you're aware, this involves the roughly 715-acre Kerr-McGee site down on Rangelide Road. That is a brownfield site. This has gone through a lengthy environmental litigation process and a brownfield reclamation and remediation project. These type projects have been done in other parts of the state. This is the first one that is being done in Mobile County. That's why it's the first one and the first one in the city. That's why it's the first one to come before you like this. It's approximately a $95 million CapEx cleanup, which the end of the cleanup, the project will be available for development and to come back onto the tax rolls as a certified industrial site. This abatement is only for 3 years, which is the timeline for the remediation work to proceed, and this allows for the abatement of the property taxes during that time and the abatement of the sales and use taxes. Right now, the taxes generated from the site are nominal, to say the least, because it's an unusable brownfield site. Once this remediation work is complete and it goes through the greenfield process, it will be available as an industrial site to come back on the tax rolls accordingly. So that's the background and the basis for why this is before you.
Okay. Anybody else? Thank you.
01-1013, authorize amendment to agreement with Smith Dukes and Buckalew for audit services. 08-1014 and 1015 are approving purchase order to Emergency Equipment Professional Incorporated for ladder truck for the fire department, $2,065,571. And approve purchase order to Nomic Networks Incorporated for subscription to Nomic Insight Network Communications for MIT, $18,178.95. 21-1016, authorize contract amendment with Moffett and Nickel for Mobile Riverfront redevelopment project, increase of $186,914.
What is that? Just the increase?
Good morning. What it's for a design of the south coffer cell on Cooper Riverside along the bulkhead, the southernmost part, where the park and the cruise terminal kind of abut one another. It's for some adjustments to the topside design park of the design of the topside work for the park, some adjustments that have been made, and it's continuation of the CE&I with the project.
See, you know?
Yep.
The reason why I asked, because I thought it was maybe, when I saw CJ's name on it, I thought it was maybe Brooklyn by the Bay, but this is actually District 2 here.
Yeah. We
So, another reason why I'm asking is because, I go by there every morning. We're over a year into that project, and it seems like we're not making kind of progress we need to be making out there. Is the contractor behind?
No, the work's going on. Unfortunately, they're finding probably what has been other bulkheads down there, in the past. So as they're driving sheets, they're finding things that they're having to adjust and move. We're on track for probably a May of 2025 of the bulkhead work being done, and then the topside work is going to follow that immediately. We're trying to actually get it let now. This amendment is what's going to hopefully drive us, allowing us to go ahead and get that awarded and under contract.
They put up a sign yesterday that said,
It's two different projects.
Yep.
The sign is for the,
okay,
it's for the Heroes, the Hall of Fame walk. And but the project that this is about is bulkhead, and you have to walk out to the river, to see it. I walked out there this morning,
Mhm.
and they're actually putting copper names down and doing tiebacks. But it's two different projects.
That's correct.
well, it appears though it's one project.
Yeah.
Plus, don't those statues run out into the park outside, also on the trail, so they're just in front of.
Inside, they'll be inside the orange fencing now. They'll all be to the north of that.
So one project completion date is January 25, the other one's May 25.
Okay. Anybody else?
And then this goes a grant here, that would be a third segment of this request.
The 01-1011, that was the second Go Mesa funds that really actually made the project whole. So we had an initial around $7 million, and then a subsequent Go Mesa award of $3 million. So that makes the project whole.
Okay, it's just Cooper Riverside Park.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
60-1017, authorize settlement agreement and release of claims. 01-1018, authorize agreement with Chris Francis Tree Care to provide citywide tree maintenance and removal not to exceed $100,000 per year. Announcements.
Madam Vice President,
Mr. Reynolds?
on this tree contract, $100,000 doesn't sound like very much. We are,
It's $1 million.
It's $1 million?
Yeah, it's a mystery.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Nobody was gonna say anything.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Reynolds, for that. Anybody else? Okay, announcements this afternoon, 2:00. Mayor, do you all want to tell us what's going on? Come to the-
because we were all there at Richard Porterfield.
1:45 till 2.
Yes. And so last night we had a dinner with, his team is already on the ground here. And we met Evan Wessel, who I hope all of you will meet that. It's a very important part of the intergovernmental affairs for the Department of Transportation. And it's an integral part of their team. We travel with the secretary pretty much almost every day. We very impressed with what he does and sees about Mobile.
And what will we be doing over here? This is a groundbreaking.
So this is
Yeah.
all about Amtrak.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Right.
we'll have an opportunity to say something about a bridge. But it's groundbreaking for Amtrak. So there'll be officials here from Amtrak, from CSX, from the Southern Railway Commission, and I don't think the vote will last that long. It's in the parking lot, just as you cross in the couple of so far.
Right. Okay, sounds great. Anybody else?
Just FYI, this will be the third Department of Transportation Secretary that's been here since 2009, maybe one before that. But they've been coming, really, they're welcome about the bridge.
Mhm.
So glad to see you have a lot of opportunities to speak about
Okay,
that. And then later today, me and I have an opportunity to go somewhere and do a podcast.
all right, well, very good. Thank you. Anybody else before we adjourn? All right, we'll see everybody at 10:30.